Back with you on Hitting Hard with Jon Chuckery here on Locked On Sports Atlanta. Don't forget, head over to your YouTube channel. I want you to search Locked On Sports Atlanta, find it, subscribe, give us a review, tell us what you think about the show. Also, follow me on my Twitter page. It is at JMCH316. Last night, the Braves were in Los Angeles as they started a series against the Dodgers, lost 7-4. Now, obviously, before the game started, this was the not return, but this was the first time that Freddie Freeman and the Atlanta Braves and the Dodgers were all together. And the coverage last night with all of the interviews and video packages and all the stuff online, like my Twitter feed was just overloaded with Freddie stuff. I mean, overloaded. It's look at Charlie running into Dansby's arms. Here's Freddie and Ozzy hugging. Here's Freddie sitting in the clubhouse. Here's Freddie in the dugout of the Braves for a couple hours. On and on and on and on. To the point of it was nauseating. Freddie Freeman is the enemy now. He plays for, listen to me, he plays for the number one nemesis of the Braves, right? The number one team the Braves will have to fight and scratch and claw to get over will be the Los Angeles Dodgers, okay? So while I understand putting together a video package, couple 2-3 minutes long of Freddie and thanking him, the way over the top, all the interviews, he's in the dugout, we're going to sing Kumbaya, we're going to hold hands, let's read poetry, we're hugging, we're touching, we're squeezing, it was nauseating. He's the enemy. I'm going to guarantee you that Charlie Finley never had a Reggie Jackson night back in Oakland after he shipped him off to Baltimore and the New York Yankees. And by the way, Google that if you don't know who Charlie Finley and Reggie Jackson are. Freddie's the enemy. And you saw he whacked a home run last night. You don't think he ain't trying to beat your brains in? Of course he is. But instead of focusing on the game, and this is going to get way over the top because they're going to play more games. He's going to come back here to Atlanta, and it's going to be on and over the top and just too much. There comes a point where, okay, we get it. We understand what Freddie meant. He's gone, and he could have been here, and he had a chance to be an Atlanta Brave, but because he'd never been a free agent and he went and trusted his agents to get something done and thought he'd be back, they screwed the pooch. He didn't take control of it, and now he's a Los Angeles Dodger. By the way, that was the other stupid comment. Well, he didn't really go back home because he was always an Angels fan and was from that area, so he didn't really go back. What do you mean he didn't go back home? He's playing for a team 40 miles from there. He didn't go to Denver. He didn't go to Seattle. He didn't go to Detroit. He didn't go to Boston. He went 40 miles from where he grew up. How's he not going home? Idiots in the media. But anyway, it just got to be too much. Too much. I understand and appreciate what Freddie Freeman did. But now he's the enemy. He's for the team that is in the crosshairs of the Atlanta Braves. And I know he's going to come back here to Atlanta and get his ring, and we're going to have a ceremony, and in the dugout, and holding hands, and VTRs, and hugging, and Charlie hugging Dansby, and talking to Snit, and hugging enough. We get it. We understand. Freddie has a lasting legacy here, but he's gone. Have a quick 2 or 3 minute video package and do what you got to do and then move on. Let's talk about Clayton Kershaw coming off of a 13 strikeout, 7 inning, no hit, no walk performance. How are we going to score against him? Let's talk about Anoa. How's he going to get back on track? Can he get some better stuff going? Well, I threw a meatball to Freddie Freeman, whacked it out of the ballpark last night for his first home run. You don't think Freddie wasn't thinking, I love to bury those guys? Plunk him. You know what? When he came up again after hitting the home run, I'd have drilled him in his ribs or in his rump and said, here you go, Freddie. Got to have you back. Go take BP with Ozzy and sit in the dugout and have a seance and light some incense and read some poetry. Good God. Like, my timeline last night on Twitter was just overloaded with Freddie tributes and videos and everything. He didn't die. It's not like Freddie died and he's dead and gone. He's with the enemy. He switched sides and is playing for the enemy. And that's what the Dodgers are. Call me crazy, call me old-fashioned, call me an old guy. I long for the days when you leave us, cool. If you ain't with us, you're against us. And you're against us because you play for the team that is most likely to compete for the Braves for the spot that they want. I'll give you a quick video tribute package and we'll move on and not just overload Twitter and the TV with all the interviews, and he's hugging this person and he's hugging that person and he's hanging out in the dugout. Go beat his brains in. Go mash him. Plunk him. Whatever. But enough. Enough is enough with all of this. And I hope that this is not going to be the theme for the next couple of nights. But I know one thing. When the Dodgers come to Atlanta in June or July, whenever it is, and they're going to present him with the ring, there's going to be people crying. There's going to be video tributes. There's going to be seances. There's going to be lighting incense. We're going to hold hands. We're in the dugout. Charlie's running around and hugging Dan. Oh, God. Like, I so am just not excited for Freddie's return to here. And again, Freddie's got one thing on his mind, too. He wants to beat your brains out now. He wants to beat your brains out and take it to the Dodgers because he wants to show that he's still one of the great players in Major League Baseball. But it got over the top last night with all of the things that were going on, and it completely took away from how important this series is for the Atlanta Braves. Because right now, after losing 7-4 last night, Braves are 5-7, and they're just kind of lingering along. And while I'm not panicked or concerned about the Braves, and there's no reason to be upset, and worry about it because they did make this comeback, last year and all that. But you can't just keep playing down and just think that you can just flip on a switch and everything magically just gets better. Remember last year, that when the Braves really started playing well was when Freddie Freeman started hitting well. When he started really coming on offensively, that's when the fortunes of the Braves really turned it up a notch. Well, Matt Olson's been fantastic for the Atlanta Braves, and he's not been any kind of slouch. I mean, leading the league, on base percentage and things like that. 3 for 4 last night, hitting .452 with a .566 on base. But the Braves have to get some things figured out. And I hope we're not focusing on Freddie Freeman and Charlie running around and all the video tributes and interviews and hugging and kissing. Let's go beat the Dodgers' brains out. Don't let Freddie beat you, and figure out a way to get some victories here and get this thing done and going without all the video tributes for hours on end and making me want to throw up. All right, it's been hitting hard with Jon Chuckery. Thank you so much for being part of the show. We want you to go to YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel, check us out there, rate us, review us, tell us what you think about the show. Also, follow me on my Twitter page at JMCH316, at JMCH316. We'll be back with you tomorrow. It is Hitting Hard with Jon Chuckery on Locked On Sports Atlanta.